What's up everybody? Welcome back to Vivid Iceland. Today I am finally on holidays and I'm going to go check out a few cool things up in the north with my friend who is visiting from New Zealand. So today we are going to be taking the road 35 up through the Highlands, through Hveradalir, and then we're going to maybe check out Hveravellir, heading further north all the way to Akureyri. So if you remember, I think it was last year, we went to Akureyri in the wintertime. I think it's probably just about time now to see what has changed and, well, what's new up there. So, let's go. The reason we chose to take the Highland route through the centre of the country was to enjoy the scenery before winter comes. When winter arrives, so does the snow in the Highlands, making this road all but impassable. Now, before we arrived at the amazing geothermal area featured in the intro, we took a quick pit stop at the amazing Gullfoss in the Golden Circle, or on this place in a previous video, which I'll link up on the top. After the waterfall, we hopped back in the car and headed northwards along route F35. Finding a nice little parking area just before a bridge allowed us the chance to take in the views surrounding the massive glacial river Hveravellir, which feeds Gullfoss further downstream. A little bit further down the rugged mountain road, we reached the currently under renovation camping ground known as Kerlingarfjöll. I've stayed here once before and I can recommend it as a good halfway point if you have the time on your trip up to the north. Driving higher up on the mountain pass will bring you to the impressive geothermal area featured in the intro to this video. This place is called Hveradalir, and this area has to be one of the best geothermal spots in the entire country. There are a number of walking trails around the geothermal hotspots, with some other proper hiking trails around the greater area that can take upwards of a few hours, and I believe there is a cabin a little bit further down one of these hiking trails. Walking around this unique area will have you sometimes forgetting that you're actually still on Earth. It really feels like you're exploring another planet. The fresh dusting of snow from the storm a few nights before was the icing on the cake here. With the snow settling in between the ridges and sprinkled over the mountaintops, it added a whole new dimension to this already breathtaking landscape. I cannot recommend this place enough. After our expedition to the pseudo-Martian landscape, we made our next stop at Hveravellir. This is another geothermal and camping spot in the Highlands, which is just over an hour's drive from Hveradalir. There is an absolutely fantastic hot pot here that is fed by an extremely hot water source only a few dozen meters away. And if things get too hot, well, there is a cold water pipe you can pull into the hot pot to cool things down. Now, if you follow this boardwalk around the green hut, you'll be taken towards the geothermal area that gives this place its name. There are numerous hot water pots boiling away, as well as the familiar stench of sulfur emanating from steamy fumaroles in the area. If you wish to travel further into the surrounding hills, there are numerous hiking paths that will take you out through the lava fields and strange rock formations that are scattered all over this very fascinating area. With the daylight fading, we continued our drive northwards, finally reaching Akureyri after dark.
All right, everybody, it is day 2 now up here in the north. Weather's pretty good, nice and chilly, which is what I like. And I think we'll start the day today here in the Botanical Gardens. The last 2 times I've been here in Akureyri, it's either been covered in snow or it's been early spring when they haven't planted anything. So we're going to check out what beautiful plants there are on offer here, in addition to seeing what else has changed in the city of Akureyri since our last visit. And I'm going to pop a link to that video up in the top corner just over here. So let's see what we have in store for us today.
Autumn was in full swing on our first morning in Akureyri. We decided that the Botanical Gardens were probably the best way to begin our trip through Iceland's northern capital. There are a number of different sections to these Botanical Gardens, and we started at the Arctic flora part. And well, a lot of which was dying off due to the recent cold snap. But we also found some lovely flower arrangements which contain a few decorative cabbages, which are perfect for the subarctic climate. You'll also find a cafe in the center of the gardens if you're after a quick bite to eat. Right on the edge of town, you'll come across this newly opened hotel/vertical farm, appropriately named Urban Farm Akureyri. Inside there is a small boutique with an amazing array of Icelandic goods, as well as some of their own produce for sale. Heading through one of the doors will take you inside the vertical farm setup. The hotel recycles its air and water to reduce their environmental impact and to grow a decent amount of herbs as well as chilies. The other side of the building houses a trendy hotel full of movie memorabilia and other arty knickknacks. I think we'll have to stay here one night to check it out fully, and you can be sure we'll make a video. Outside the urban farm, there's a wooden walkway along the fjord. It's worth taking a moment here to drink in the scenic views of Hveravellir. Back into town, we made a stop at the church Akureyrarkirkja, which we visited at the end of a previous video. I'll link it up the top. Inside are some intricate stained glass windows, including some very interesting Viking scenes, as well as a depiction of Thorgeir, the Viking who was instrumental in converting Iceland to Christianity. I'll include a link to his story in the description below. Stepping out of the church, we made our way back to the center of town, stopping off at the famous hot dog stand on the main street. We of course had to go for the volcanic dog, served up on a black bun with crispy jalapenos, onions, and plenty of sauce. I can highly recommend this one too. After our meal, we headed back up to our apartment, admiring along the way the knitted bin covers, as well as a street art installation just outside the local art museum. With the sun slowly setting, we drove to our next stop.
Wow, what a spot. So, just a little bit up the hill here, when they were constructing the new tunnel, they drilled a little bit too deep and popped open a hot aquifer. So now it's a new hot waterfall flowing down the mountainside, down through here, and eventually into the fjord. And just over there is Akureyri, where we came from. So, we're gonna jump on in.
So when the construction crews struck the hot aquifer, a problem arose of where to direct the stream, as it was causing a major delay in the construction of the tunnel. They ultimately decided to drill further into the hot water source and guide the stream down the hillside and off a huge cliff right into the fjord. Now, sitting on the edge of the cliff lies one of Iceland's newest and I guess you could say somewhat natural hot springs. Now, I gotta say, this is definitely in Vivid Iceland's top 3 hot springs in the country. I'm not going to give away the location to this one, but keep your eyes peeled. I'll reveal something about this in the very near future. After our precariously perched plunge on the edge of the fjord, we headed further north to a village named Svalbarðseyri, which I hope I pronounced correctly. Anyway, this seems like a cozy place, but honestly there wasn't much to see here other than a very vibrant orange lighthouse. And before you ask in the comments, no, I didn't intend to dress like the lighthouse, alright? With the sun almost set for the evening, we made our final stop by a bunch of friendly horses. This blue-eyed one was quite curious and really enjoyed our company. Not only that, but there were 2 young foals in the adjacent paddock who seemed to draw the attention of the adults. That's all for this episode. Stay tuned now for a sneak peek of our next 2 days in the north. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to get in touch via our website vividiceland.is if you are ever planning a trip out here. Until then, we'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.